So back when I was first getting interested in Grant Green, I picked up this Jack McDuff record called The Honey Dripper because it had Grant Green on guitar. And it also turned out to have tenor saxophonist Jimmy Forrest. And I love the way Jimmy Forrest plays from hearing this record and from other records that he's done. And so today I'm going to show you a double time lick that's in the style of Jimmy Forrest. And I'm going to show it to you in the key of F. You can play it on an F blues. The lick comes in on the third bar of an F blues and goes through measure 4 and resolves to the 4 chord, the B flat that you get to at the beginning of measure 5. So the first couple measures that I'll play don't really matter. It's just where the lick starts is at the beginning of measure 3. So let me play you the lick over the changes, and then I'll come back and explain what it's all about. So a couple things to think about. One is just to be mindful of where the chord tones are, because so much of a lick like this is about ornamenting the chord tones, just getting in and out of the chord tones in a tricky way. So just being aware that this is the 5th and the root and the 3rd and the 5th and the root of F can help keep you oriented. And the other is just to sort of be aware of where you are in the measure, beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, because there's just so many notes when you're playing double time. We're playing 16th notes. So divvying things up by beat can kind of help you keep track of what's going on. So we start off in the first measure of the lick like this. That's the whole first measure. And so you might step back and think, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're into the next measure. Now the thing that's you have to keep in mind is that the licks are resolving into the next beat a lot of the time. So you have something like this. The lick doesn't resolve at the end of beat 4, it resolves on the downbeat of the next measure. And that happens even more in the second half of the lick. But let's just go through the actual notes that we're playing, and then I'll get into measure 2. So we start off with flat 5 to 5 to 6 to root, and then flat 3, 3, 4, flat 5, and then 5, 3, root, 6, and then 4, a rake from 5 back to 4, 3, 2. Now we're into measure 2. So measure 2 we've got, we start off on the root, but we're going down chromatically into basically a C minor 7 arpeggio, because we're spelling out the flat 3rd, 5th, flat 7, and 9 of C minor 7. So we come down chromatically from the root on the downbeat of measure 2 of the lick. So root, chromatically down to, now relative to C minor 7, flat 3, 5, flat 7, 9, and then chromatically going around the 5th of F. So 1, 2, 3, and now this is sharp 9, flat 9, chromatically to the root of F. So now we're on the downbeat of beat 4, but we're also really at this point anticipating the B flat that we're about to land on with this move. So it's relative to B flat, it's 5, 3, 4, backward rake, 5 to 4, pull off to 3, root, and we're out. So that whole second half. So let me play the whole thing over a slower jam track so you can hear it relative to the chords. And then I'll play the whole thing one more time up to tempo. So the first 2 bars really can be anything. And then right when we hit the top of bar 3, So here it is one more time, up to tempo. So there's a lot going by, and it's going by really quickly, but if you break it down into pieces and slow it down, you can start to put it together. It's all the same stuff that you do playing eighth notes when you're playing in the style. It's just happening twice as fast. So that's the Jimmy Forrest style lick. That goes from the 1 to the 4. Have fun working on that, and I'll see you next time for Fretboard Confidential. I'm David Hamburger. Thanks for watching.